very few companies actually take this seriously and prioritize customer success as one of those first hires. So I can tell you firsthand, including customer success as one of your first 10 hires is a game changer. And it really can make a difference. We put customer success first, and we essentially put it at the center of the company and built every other department around it. And let me tell you, it remains that way today. And at first, this feels a little crazy. You give everything to everyone. You give them all the touch and all the white glove service. But again, the focus is building your reputation. And for us, we knew this was something our competitors really hadn't prioritized. So we knew this is where we could make a difference and really make an impact.
Please welcome to the stage Ashley Hyman, VP of Customer Experience at Drata, and Wen Yao, VP of Customer Success Management at Drata.
Hi, everyone. Ashley and I are here to share with you how to scale customer success from now 0 to 5,000 customers. All right, let's get started. So to set the stage a little bit, most startup companies in their earlier time or earlier stage, your product is probably not at the most mature stage, which is absolutely fine. So while you're differentiating your product against your competition, you also have to differentiate yourselves elsewhere. I think we can all agree with that. So this is where customer success comes in, and we believe this is a fundamental building block to the success of your organization. So let's jump into it. So here are some recommended focus areas that we used at Drata. Hopefully it will help all of you. So I'm going to go through the first 3 bullets together because they actually go hand in hand. You need to make your customer success or customer service your top priority and your core values at the company level. Why is that so important? We hear about this all the time. Walker Research found this year in 2024 that customer experience is now equal to price and product when it comes to that key brand differentiator. So that is very important, right? Most organizations will lose around 10% of their revenue due to bad or poor customer experience. Okay, so the world we live in today is a lot of online reviews and social media. We all know about that. We're very familiar with that. So any customer can provide, right, that review based on their brand experience to the entire world. So 77% of the customers, so hear this out, right? They will recommend their brand to their family and friends based on one single positive experience. That is awesome. But conversely, it will take up to 12 positive reviews to make up for a very bad one. And guess what? People are listening and people really care about these reviews, and the companies that you're selling into care about them as well. And they are making their purchasing decision based on these reviews. All right. That's why your customer service is going to be important during your early stage. So make sure your customer service or success team is really hand-holding your customers, give them the help and guidance that they need to accelerate that time to value, right? So this will naturally build the trust with your customers. And these are the customers, guess what? They will give you that positive review like G2, be your reference customers to share their success stories working together with you. With great product innovation, with great customer service, your brand is going to be more recognizable within your respective market and help be more competitive, right? Finally, selling into ideal customer profile is also very important. That will ensure that you are maximizing your team's time and effort, really helping the customers who are just more compatible with you, that they will get product value and your service quickly, so you will have these quick wins. And these are the customers you will likely to retain. They will be your longer-term dedicated customers and your brand ambassador. Right? We took this approach. I know it went through really quickly, but we took this approach at Drata, and it really helped us scale to that 5,000 customers all within 3.5 years. All right. So having said all of that, not surprisingly, many successful SaaS organizations out there invested heavily in customer success, resulted in much higher customer retention and loyalty against their competition. So from the very first interaction you have with your customer to helping them drive adoption, value realization, that delivery, every touch point matters. But you can't scale like this, right? So as your organization grows, your customer success strategy has to evolve over time. So I'm going to hand it over to Ashley so she can share with you how we did this from 0 to 1,000 customers.
Thanks so much. When you hit your first 100 customers, it is such a huge milestone. But at that point, you're not thinking about scaling customer success. Really, you're focused on your reputation, building your brand loyalty. But it's really important. You're going up against products that are probably a lot more mature than your own. And so customer success truly becomes that key differentiator. And so I want you to keep that in mind. Very few companies actually take this seriously and prioritize customer success as one of those first hires. So I can tell you firsthand, including customer success as one of your first 10 hires is a game changer. And it really can make a difference. We put customer success first, and we essentially put it at the center of the company and built every other department around it. And let me tell you, it remains that way today. And at first, this feels a little crazy. You give everything to everyone. You give them all the touch and all the white glove service. But again, the focus is building your reputation. And for us, we knew this was something our competitors really hadn't prioritized. So we knew this is where we could make a difference and really make an impact. So it's pretty simple. It's assigning every customer a customer success manager, someone to truly walk them through the journey and help them to understand the product. Because like we said, the product probably isn't self-serve quite yet. Additionally, you want to set up so many resources when it comes to support so that there is many different ways your customers can get help. While we give them the customer success manager, we also have email, we have Slack, we have in-app support. So they can reach a human when they need it, when they're in the platform, when they truly have a question, and you can anticipate those needs. But we didn't just stop with the humans, because I know that's what I've focused on so far. We also built out a ton of documentation. That was a big priority for us. We wanted to anticipate customers' needs before they could even ask us, hey, we need help with this. So that's frequently asked questions. It's building out help centers. It's having templates, again, to lead them through a product that maybe isn't quite ready. So these are just a few of the foundational elements that we had in place. And this helped us to scale to 100 customers in just 45 days. So that 45 days went very quickly. But let me tell you, in a blink of the eye, we were at 1,000 customers. And I can't even pinpoint exactly when that moment was. But that's the critical next step of when you really want to formalize your CS program and create more structure. You're starting to build a community, and it should feel that way. You want your customers to relate and feel like they can connect with you. And so one of the first things that you want to put in place is a customer advisory board. And not only are they going to help you to shape your customer success roadmap, but also your product roadmap. You want to hear from those most loyal, most active customers. What do they want to see next? So you can continue to build that brand loyalty. It's super important. We also connect with our customers. We do dinners. We meet them at trade shows, at conferences. We've had happy hours, set up baseball games. Making that personal connection early on is so important because those people become your references, as Wen said, and also help to shape the future of the company. It's so important. We also want to extend our service window. So we got people hooked on that support line. Now, when we're beginning to scale and expand our target audience, even internationally, we need to make sure they can reach it when it's helpful for them. So in our instance, we expanded to 24 hours a day, 5 days per week, so people could get help when they needed it. So important, especially because it's a key differentiator. Additionally, we wanted to expand opportunities, and you need to expand opportunities at this phase for your customers to give feedback. I can't explain what a gift feedback is, And if you're not listening to it, you're not going to be able to continue to scale. And so you want to put things in place that make it convenient for a customer to give feedback. We would set up feedback sessions directly with our product team. We'd be in group sessions where people could share exactly what they were feeling. We'd deploy surveys. And we also installed something directly in our application so a customer could give feedback as soon as they saw a spot they didn't like or something they'd like to work differently. They could put it in the platform and then upvote what others were giving feedback on as well. So it's tremendously important to continue to, offer up those opportunities for feedback. And Wen's going to talk about how that also helped us reach 5,000 customers.
So 1,000 to 5,000 customers, that's a little bit crazy, but it's going to be soon to be 8,000 customers. While we are so proud of this milestone achievement, we're celebrating, but the stakes are incredibly high. You're not going to get that unlimited budget just because your organization and customer base have grown tremendously. Your leaders, your investors are going to ask you to be more cost effective, especially in the economy that we're in today. So how do we do this, right? So a couple of recommendations here, and we're also working through all of this at Drata today. So first of all, balance that digital and human interaction. You're now 5,000 customers big. There is no way you can provide that human interaction to every single person, every customer. So you have to figure out how to balance that digital touch with your customer success supports high value delivery, whether that's in a different segment or different industry. You have to be intentional and make these decisions. Now, this is not new. We all know how to do this, but just really balancing this to drive that ROI is going to be very important. And I cannot emphasize how important your customer success ops team is in all of this. They have always been important from day one, but now they're more important than ever. So they're going to take that thousands of customer data insight and analyze the data and help you make smarter decisions. So if you don't have a customer success ops person or team, I will highly recommend you go hire one and build one. It is a game changer. All right. So next bullet is going to go hand in hand with what I just talked about. So pick your battles to drive ROI. What do I mean by that? So your company is going to, guess what? Change your business goals every single year. And your customer success strategy has to move towards that and really align to those priorities. But you have to be very intentional and be very clear on what and where you want to invest in to drive that high value impact to get your company to their goals. Okay. So I'll give you an example really quickly to make it more clear. Let's just say this year, your company is going to go up market. It's ready to penetrate that enterprise segment. That's awesome. Right. But you also need to look at your customer success segmentation strategy, up level your CS team to align to be enterprise ready, and maybe do a little digital implementation down at the lower market. It does not mean you have to give up the service quality at the lower market, right? It just means you have to be very intentional where you want to make the big bets. And then it's okay to let the mid-market, maybe lower market with like keeping the lights on. That target is good enough and is absolutely okay. Because if you don't do this, you will spread yourselves too thin and you will end up winning nowhere. And from my experience, that happens a lot. So again, be very intentional, be very clear where you want to win and drive focus towards that. Okay. So finally, change is a good thing. Fail fast is absolutely expected. Just because you implemented something a couple months ago, whether that was a strategy or some sort of annual operating plan, that's not going to last for more than 8 months, by the way, if you're in the hyper growth mode. At Drata, Ashley and I changed a bunch of things. We tossed and deleted a bunch of stuff within just a couple quarters time, and that's absolutely normal, right? So scaling fast also means you have to learn really fast. So we also tell ourselves at Drata, and we told this to all the employees, that failing is okay, as long as you take what you learn and use it to improve going forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So we'll bring it full circle. I want you all to remember that at every single stage of your CS program, you're going to have new challenges. So it's not going to get easier. But what's so important, you don't ignore them. You tackle them right on. You also are not shy to iterate or change directions. It's so important that you don't just stay the course. Additionally, you never want to underestimate customer feedback. It's not only a differentiator, it truly is going to ultimately change the course of your business, of your product, and of your customer success board. You have to listen. It's the most important thing. And finally, don't neglect value delivery. You need to anticipate and exceed customer expectations at every turn. And trust me, this is going to show up on your G2 reviews. So you got to take it seriously. Thank you guys so much for being here with us. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.